Philadelphia Eagles are living through one of those moments where the fan feels something strange in the air, even when the team wins. It's not panic, it's not full-blown fear, but it's definitely not comfort either. It's that uneasy feeling that there's a question hanging around, a question nobody really wants to say out loud, but everyone is thinking about. And stay with me until the end, because that question is deeper, more controversial, and more decisive than it seems at first. Because when the season reaches this point, when the calendar starts running out, and games begin to mean more than just numbers, every small detail turns into a big issue, and the Eagles once again are getting ready for the playoff. That alone brings pressure, expectations, and weight. But along with that comes a quiet discomfort that has been growing week after week. And in a moment, this is all going to make a lot more sense. The more experienced fan, the one who has seen everything with this franchise, can tell when something is off, even without looking at stats, even without breaking down the standing. It's in those moments during the game when you hold your breath before a play that, years ago, wouldn't have caused any doubt at all. It's when the silence in the stadium isn't anticipation, but fear. And that feeling doesn't come out of nowhere. It has a reason, and it has a name. Slowly, the conversation narrows down to one specific point, a point that rarely becomes the main character when everything is working. But when it isn't, it becomes impossible to ignore. We're talking about the kicker position. We're talking about trust. We're talking about something that, in January, decides season. And the name at the center of all this is Jake Elliott. For a long time, Jake Elliott was the definition of a security, a player who stepped on the field and brought calm, a player who delivered in big games, a player who made the fan base breathe easier. But the NFL is ruthless when you live off the past, and the recent numbers tell a story that doesn't match that old image at all. Over the last 9 games, Elliott has missed 7 field goal attempts, 7 misses in a very short stretch. In that span, he made only 11 of 18 kicks, and that alone is a massive red flag. But the issue goes beyond how many he's missing. The real problem is which kicks he's missing. The most recent miss started with a completely routine kick from 43 yards out. Nothing extreme, no crazy win. A kick that, years ago, nobody would even think twice about. Then came another miss from 52 yards, which only happened because a penalty pushed the attempt back after an even longer try. In total, 3 misses in the same game, 2 of them official. For a team with Super Bowl aspirations, that's heavy. And when you put this into historical perspective, it gets even more uncomfortable. Elliott became the first Eagles kicker to miss 7 field goals in a 9-game span since Chris Bonial back in the 1997 season. And if that name doesn't bring good memories, the next one is even worse. Roger Ruzick in 1992 had a similar stretch, making only 6 of 12 kicks. That's not the kind of company any kicker wants. But maybe the most alarming part isn't the long kicks. It's the short one, the kicks that are considered automatic in today's NFL. Elliott missed a 41-yarder in Minneapolis. He missed a 48-yarder against the Chargers. He missed another from 43 yards in Washington. Before this season, he was hitting 92% of his kicks from 50 yards and in. This year, that number has dropped to 81%. The league average is 91%. So this isn't just below Eagles standard, it's below NFL standards. And here's where something even more telling comes into play. In a critical moment, head coach Nick Sirianni chose to go for it on 4th down with 7 yards to go instead of letting Elliott try a 56-yard field goal to tie the game. Think about what that says. That's not just aggressiveness, that's a message. It's the coaching staff saying, without words, that they don't trust that kick anymore. What makes it even stranger is that, for most of his career, that distance wasn't a problem at all. Over his first 7 seasons, Elliott made 8 of 9 kicks from 56 yards or longer. Over the last 2 years, that number has dropped to 2 makes in 8 tries. That's not a small dip, that's a collapse. The Eagles ended up converting that 4th down thanks to a defensive penalty, but that doesn't erase the context. When a coach would rather run a risky offensive play than trust his kicker, something is broken, and that changes everything about how a team operates. The offense feels it. Play calls change. The margin for error shrinks. The defense feels it too, knowing they may have to hold the line one more time. And the kicker feels it more than anyone, because for that position, confidence is everything. When confidence disappears, mechanics change, timing changes, and the ball comes off the foot differently. I know a lot of fans still lean on the memory. Jake Elliott was a Super Bowl hero. He made huge kicks. He went to the Pro Bowl. He's given this franchise a lot. But that was 8 years ago, 4 years ago. In the NFL, that's a lifetime. What matters is now. And right now, Elliott is, statistically, the worst kicker in the league. And this is where the conversation gets truly uncomfortable, because nobody likes to talk about this. But maybe the Eagles need to consider something that felt unthinkable not long ago. Finding another kicker. Not next year, not in the offseason, now. Even if it's just for the practice squad. Even if it's just to create competition. Even if it's just to send a message. Signing a kicker to the practice squad isn't radical on paper. Teams do it all the time. But the symbolism is massive. It's admitting the misses have become a pattern. It's admitting patience is running out. It's admitting that in the playoffs, you can't just hope a problem fixes itself. And here's a point a lot of people overlook. In January, games are decided by razor-thin margin, 3 points, sometimes less. One missed kick changes strategy, clock management, and mindset. One made kick changes everything. And the Eagles know this better than anyone. The fan base knows it too. That silence before a kick isn't normal. That knot in your stomach on short attempts shouldn't exist. And when fans feel it, the player feels it twice as much. No press conference can hide that. No confident quote can erase it. The body reacts to pressure. The Eagles are standing at a quiet crossroad. This isn't a loud crisis. This isn't chaos. It's something more dangerous. It's constant doubt. And in football, doubt is expensive. Now picture a playoff scenario with me. Tight game, packed stadium, clock winding down, 45 yards to win it. Do you trust it? Or are you already bracing yourself for disappointment? And that's exactly why that question I mentioned at the very beginning of this video won't go away. A question that hits emotion, memory, and logic all at once. A question that splits the fan base right down the middle. Should the Eagles keep trusting Jake Elliott because of who he used to be? Or should they make a tough decision right now to protect a season that still has everything in front of it? I want to hear what you think. Drop your opinion in the comments. Hit that like button, because it helps this video reach more Eagles fans who care as much as you do. And subscribe to the channel to help strengthen this community that talks Philadelphia Eagle with honesty, depth, and passion. The stronger this community gets, the louder the voice of the Eagles fan base will always be.